Future casting it's really about summoning the juiciest part of life. That is what future casting is. Future casting is my term for saying, hey, listen, what do you want? How would it feel? And practicing that right now. But here's the thing. What we want should always result in some sort of juicy energy. What we want is like to love life. Everything that you think you want, it's because you think you'll make it feel good, right? You'll think it'll be amazing. You think that, God, like if that was the groove, I would just walk down the street feeling fucking awesome. I would just be loving everybody that I came into contact with. I would be smiling all day long. I would be doing things like going to yoga all the time and exercising, eating healthy. And I would be somebody who's just like generally very pleased with myself. Right? So future casting is a great term, but let's remember what the essence of future casting is, which is brewing up some motherfucking swagger. It is brewing up some swagger. It is going and finding the juicy energy, which is what we want anyways. Future casting is saying, okay, let me use my mind to find an excuse to feel wonderful. So if you're future casting, if you're efforting future casting right now, and it is not resulting in some sort of sneaky little smile and head bob, then it's not working. So write that down. Future casting must result in a sneaky smile and a little bit of a head bob. It's funny because I was actually future casting at the coffee shop this morning, and I was sitting there and I was, people are around me and looking at me. I have my AirPods in. I think I was listening to that power classical music playlist that I put in the Telegram that you guys are like going goo goo gaga over. So I'm sitting there, right? And on the outside, this is what everybody sees, right? Nothing. There's nothing to look at. And I thought it'd be so cool to if I had like some sort of like visual graphic designer, so I could like make some sort of video that was like, this is me like doing energy. This is what it looks like me doing energy work. And it doesn't look like anything. Maybe a little smile, maybe a little head bob at the end. But then I wanted to be able to like represent somehow. But on the inside, it's like fireworks and swagger and everything I ever want, right? And that is all going on inside, while on the outside, I'm just like drinking my coffee. So that is what we are doing. We're saying, hey, listen, I'm spending this time to use some sort of vision of the future. You can also use some sort of vision of the past. If you have something super, super juicy in the past that gets you all riled up, totally fair game. Totally fair game. To feel really, 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 really good. So the future casting, it's nice to do something in the future. I'm getting really hot. I have my heat on it like, it only says 72, but it's hot in here. I thought I put it up at like, oh, I used my phone. I put it up at like 76. As I'm making all this noise, I'm thinking about the people who, it's really cool, you guys, just side note. Within the next day or two, all of these community call recordings are going to be uploaded on a private podcast for you guys to make listening to replays super easy. So you could just replay that shit in the car, everything like that. And so now I'm thinking about, like, I'm making all this noise and talking about everything and thinking about how somebody's going to be listening to this while washing their dishes and now having to listen to this extra stuff. Anyways, okay, I'm going to shut up. So, future casting. So what we want to do is get into realize that's really the juice of everything. The juice of manifesting is in brewing up swagger, brewing up feeling like you own the universe, brewing up the feeling of love, brewing up the feeling of like, this is the direction I'm going in, brewing up just a feeling that you wouldn't mind feeling every day for the rest of your life. Long dramatic pause. The future casting we want to result in and enter in feeling a way that you would be like, sign me the fuck up for this feeling every day for the rest of my life. So that's when we can start having these juicy little visions of like, well, God, like if I had it all, if my business was dialed in and growing and I was just like drinking coffee on my porch, I would just be feeling like, oh my God, this is so good. Usually I'm having tea on my deck, thinking about myself having tea on my deck like a year later. That's usually what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing for years. I go out on my deck and I think about myself being on my deck a year later, just with some other accomplishment that then reaches some other really high, yummy feeling.